Hello there! Today we're talking about dry fasting versus water fasting. So firstly, I've experienced quite a lot over the past probably 6 years with fasting, with both dry fasting and water fasting, as well as juice fasting and raw food, mono diet, all these different types of things. But water fasting and dry fasting are sort of at the top of the detoxification scale, and they remove the toxins the fastest. So today I thought it would be good to talk about the difference between dry fasting and water fasting. So what is fasting? Why is it good? Simply, it gives the digestive system a break. If you're having 2, 3 meals, 4 meals every single day, you're piling food, which is just information, into your body. And at times, the body can't process it. It can't digest it. It can't eliminate it fast enough. So that is a potential problem, because then we get a backlog of food, backlog of information, so the body becomes less efficient. By doing a fast, whether it's any type of fast, you give the digestive system a break, especially liquid fasts. And the digestive system uses upwards of 60% of the body's energy. So when you actually stop eating, the body has 60% more energy to divert towards cleaning itself, towards detoxification. So this is a hugely valuable thing. Then fasting's also a time for introspection. It's a time to get into nature. It's a time to ground, to rewire, to relax the physical body. It's a time for emotional cleansing, and it's a time for physical and mental cleansing as well. So that's, some of the reasons why fasting is great. Now, it's very important, especially when you're going for water fast or dry fast, because they can be quite intense. The number one thing I recommend is listen to your body. Now, I can't say this enough. When I was going through my process, if someone said to me, listen to your body, I was like, yeah, I'll listen to my body. I thought I was listening to my body, but I pushed it too far at times, and it actually pushed me back on my health journey. It's such a fine line that you want to walk in terms of how far you want to push detoxification, especially when we're talking water fasting or dry fasting. I remember there was times when I was doing maybe it was something like a 10-day juice at the start, and then into water, and then I was doing colonics as well. And colonics can actually dehydrate you, which is interesting, because they, squirting water into you, but it's actually taking so much moisture out of you. And I remember coming home, this was probably 5 years ago or something, and I came home and I was living with my family, and I was actually slurring my words a little bit. So I was already super skinny, a lot skinnier than I am now, and I was slurring my words. I was like, oh no, I'm fine, yes, no, and I could even hear it in my voice, but mentally I was okay, but my body was actually almost shutting down, and I remember my mum was freaking out. But mentally I was fine, but I just pushed it that little bit too far with the colonics and everything. So then I actually, I was planning to go for 2 weeks, but I had to stop. And that was fine. I had to listen to my body. My body was giving me clear signals and signs. I've also done a 2-week water fast with 1 day dry in that, and then 2 days of coconut water. And I pushed it a little bit too hard there as well. I would have preferred to do maybe 1 week at that stage. Now, I've done multiple dry fasts, and these are often a lot shorter because the detoxification happens much more rapidly. So you don't need to go as long. So you really want to start, if you're jumping into a dry fast, you want to start with 24 hours maximum, and it will feel like a long time. So that's just a little bit of my experience, and I want to make the point again, you really have to listen to your body. If you push the body beyond what it's ready for, it will dump too many toxins into the bloodstream, into the system, and your eliminative organs, such as your colon and kidneys and lungs and skin, they won't be able to handle the the toxins that are being dumped into the bloodstream, and therefore it'll actually have a damaging effect on your body, and this is not at all what you want on the journey towards health. Now remember, if you haven't tried fasting, don't even worry about dry fasting and water fasting. Start with something a lot easier, like mono foods, have one food a day, or smoothies, or juices even, But, today we're talking about specifically dry fasting and water fasting. So water fasting, you're actually putting a lot of water down into your system, and the water helps the blood move and actually take the toxins out, mainly through the kidneys, the bladder, through the lymphatic system and out of your body, because you'll be urinating a lot. So that'll be a big pathway for a lot of toxins to come through. This is why you want to make sure that you're strengthening your kidneys. And as a detoxification specialist, I specifically know how to work with people to open up these eliminative organs so that they're ready for these type of fasts, so that you're ready, so that when these toxins are dumped into the bloodstream, then they can actually be taken out of the body. The worst thing you want to do is have kidneys that aren't ready for this amount of toxins, and then these toxins are getting pumped into the kidneys start freaking out, they actually get inflamed, all the toxins start backing up, putting pressure on your liver and all these other things. You want to make sure that everything is flowing. So if you want to dive deeper into your detoxification journey, then reach out. My email is info@charliemcginnis.com, or you can just click the link, check out my website below. But this is if you want to take it to the next level. So water fasting is about flushing out all those toxins. So that's what water fasting does. Now you can do an extended water fast if you've already done many fasts. Some people do extended water fasts up to 40 days or beyond. Now, I'm not recommending that at all. That would be under supervision. Absolutely. The longest water fast I've done, as I said, is 2 weeks, and that was even pushing my body. But you need to know your specific digestive system, your specific body type. And my body type specifically actually isn't super conducive for long fasts. So I've learned that, and I know that down to my cellular level, that my cells actually don't want and don't need an extended fast beyond that time frame. If I did, it would be coming from a mental place, and it would put my physical body under stress, and it actually wouldn't push me towards health. It would push me away from health. I've also heard of many, many people having this, sorry, my alarm just went off, having this problem, and it's just not super beneficial for the system at all. So that is water fasting. Start off with a 24-hour water fast. If you're looking for a really gradual water fast, you've never done water fasting before, simply what you do is you eat breakfast, and you do not eat until breakfast the next day. It's as simple as that. If you're working and you need energy, then go for herbal teas throughout that time, as well as some coconut oil. Now, that's not specifically and technically a water fast, but you will get very similar results. So you can have some organic coconut oil and some herbal teas throughout that process, and you should be able to work normally and have your mental clarity. So that's something to gradually go for, and then you can work up from there. Now, dry fasting is totally different. There's 2 types of dry fasts. There's a hard dry fast and a soft dry fast. A hard dry fast means that you do not allow 1 drop of water to even touch your body. So no showers, no brushing your teeth, these type of things. Now, a soft dry fast means that you can actually have a bath, have a shower, and the body will absorb some water. So that's why it's a little bit of a softer way, and you can probably go for a little bit longer. Now, dry fasting, in my experience, has been a deeply spiritual practice. I remember multiple times when I've done dry fasts, it has just been so deeply nourishing on a spiritual level. I know this is talked about in certain spiritual ancient texts, fasting, it's right throughout many religions, and I've actually experienced the impact of it. And it's very hard to explain, but everything becomes so present. My body becomes so aware and so alive. especially to my external environment. It's quite a magical experience. And me and my partner, we did a dry fast a little while ago, and I remember that something just shifted, and we literally had to run down to the park. We sprinted. I had so much energy just bursting from within when I wasn't having water or food, and I was so connected to the park, and I was just dancing in pure bliss. It was a very magical moment, actually, and I've had multiple moments like that with dry fasting. So dry fasting works differently because it's not about flushing water into your system and having the water take away the toxins. What actually happens is the body survives or maintains itself from its internal waters. It's waters that's actually produced from within. And these are metabolic waters, and they're very clean because the body actually produces it from within. It's not water that's coming through the pipes with inorganic minerals and all these things. It's produced from within. So if you actually do a dry fast, it's a great way to cleanse yourself emotionally, cleanse your cellular memory. It really works wonders to cleanse many things. Remember, do not push your body beyond what it's telling you intuitively. If you're not tapped into your intuition, and you can't listen to what your body really wants from you, then I would stay away from a dry fast, because you can just push it too far and it takes a long time to recover from that process. You're trying to go towards health and cleanse and detoxify if you're doing a dry fast. You don't want to go the other way. So the cells actually heat up internally like a furnace, and it's sort of like a sauna, and they start to burn up the toxins within. So it's a totally different process from water fasting. It works a lot faster in terms of burning up toxins or getting rid of toxins out of the body. So that's why my rule is 1 day of dry fast equals about 3 days of water fast. And then 1 day of water fast equals about 3 days of juice fast. So therefore, mathematically, this is very rough, but I would say roughly 1 day of dry fast is about, with that equation, 9 days of juice fasting. But I'd say about a week of juice fasting is about 1 day dry fast. But a 36-hour dry fast is really all you need. I wouldn't be pushing it too far beyond that. So yeah, the length of the fast, it's obviously a lot longer with the juice, less with the water, and then much less with a dry fast. So these are some differences. This is what I, recommend to my clients at times, depending on their journey of health and their level that they're actually ready for. But dry fasting versus water fasting, they both do different things. They both cleanse in a different way, and they both need to be approached differently. But hopefully you got something from that. If you've got any questions, let me know. Also, you could let me know your experience and a couple of fasts that you're thinking about. But all the best on your journey, and I'll check in